When runners get hurt, a lot of us make the same mistake. We have to stop running, and then we also stop eating like an athlete as well. Our calories drop or they go up, protein drops off the map, and our nutrition gets totally sloppy. And then we wonder why recovery feels so slow. Right now, I'm in a boot. I can't run at all, and my race is still sitting on the calendar. One thing I know for sure is that recovery is the new training block right now, and nutrition matters more than ever. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Welcome to the Ultra Nurse Podcast. This is where we run long and work even longer. I'm your host, Brad, a flight nurse, paramedic, dad of 3, and a mid-of-the-pack ultra runner just trying to figure this whole endurance thing out 1 mile at a time. This podcast is about running, especially running long, all while balancing work, family, and everything else that comes with real life. All right, so most of you know I'm in a boot right now. I can't run at all. My mileage is 0 for running, hiking, and walking, and it's going to be that way for another 26 days, but who's counting? But anyway, so my training looks totally different, and if you're used to chasing miles and long runs and elevation, now it's really easy to feel like I'm doing absolutely nothing, but that's not true. It's not true at all. Mind you, if you don't know I'm in a boot, it's because you're not following me. I know my Instagram's annoying, but go give me some love on my Instagram. I'm trying to build it up, and it's under the Ultra Nurse. You'll see it, my knight in shining armor and my beautiful face, the banana mustache. And go over and hit subscribe on the podcast on Spotify as well. It goes a long, long way, and I greatly appreciate that. All right, there's my plug. So, anyways, back on it. Healing is work, and recovery takes a lot of energy. And all of us in the medical field knows that healing is super important, right? Our body's trying to repair tissue, it's trying to regrow bone, calm inflammation down, and your body wants to move. It wants to get back moving, right? But all that costs something. It really does. And again, one of the biggest mistakes that runners make is acting like because our training changed or went down or went next to nothing, that our nutrition should drop off just as well. And that's a big mistake. It's a huge mistake. People get hurt and they immediately think, well, I'm not running much, so hey, I don't need carbs. I don't need calories, right? I better cut back on food because I ain't moving as much. I don't want to gain weight. I don't want to get fat. You know, I get it. I did the same damn thing like 3 days ago, right? When I was like, oh shit, I'm going to be not running. I really have to watch what I eat because I don't want to pack on a bunch of pounds that I'm going to have to lose and blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to carry up mountains, right? But your body's trying to heal, especially for us endurance athletes, right? It needs resources, and you're asking it to rebuild. That means calories matter, not junk calories, not mindless eating, but enough food, enough protein, enough nutrients, and consistency. You can't, it's unrealistic to be expecting your body to recover efficiently and quickly if it doesn't have the fuel it needs to do so. And, you know, healing is so it's expensive, right? Healing is metabolically expensive. That's a big medical terminology. See, I'm kind of a smart nurse. I said metabolically. It means your body's using energy to heal, right? Bone healing, soft tissue healing, inflammation control, hormone support, immune function. It all cost energy, and that's kcals. I think most of us know what kcals here is. Cost energy. So if you slash them away too aggressively because you're scared of getting fat or losing fitness, you're actually slowing your recovery down. For real. It's kind of backwards thinking. I mean, it's just human nature to think that. So, I mean, nothing wrong with you. So right now, for me, the goal isn't like race weight. The goal is healthy enough to train again, repair. So here's what I'm doing. Honestly, I'm trying to keep it simple. And this is going to be a shorter podcast. I'm going to run through this really quick, all right? I hope so anyways, but you know how I get. I start to ramble. But here's what I'm doing right now. I thought about this yesterday, and because I've had kind of I need to go on a therapy session right now. So, you know, we all know how running gets taken from us, and I preach on it. Don't make it your life, right? But yeah, it's been beautiful out. I don't have my children. I don't have work, so I'm sitting at home all alone. You can only play so much guitar. Well, you could play all the guitar you want. But anyways, so you just kind of got in a mopey attitude yesterday and a poor me. But you know what? I kind of flipped the switch. I said, what do I need to do to get back to running like fast as possible? And it just I need to look at my nutrition, and I really need to focus on that. And I slept for like 14 hours last night, guys, which is awesome too. Good night of sleep. And then so I said, we are going to prioritize the nutrition. We're going to dial it all in. I am going to look at what supplements I'm taking and research which ones I should be supplementing, which ones that are kind of worthless and whatnot. Anyways, but I like to keep things simple with my nutrition. I said that with my past business or whatnot. I think people overcomplicate nutrition, really. But I am tracking my food now. And you can go out on your iPhone and find any food tracker. Most of them do it for free. And all you need is your macros. You really do. And I'm not doing it obsessively. I'm just making sure I'm kind of honest. And I'm really eyeballing. What I'm really eyeballing is my calorie intake. Not that I'm not really watching it that I need to keep my calories under 2,400. No, I'm making sure that I'm getting those calories, to be honest with you. And I'm watching my protein intake a lot. So that's why I'm eyeballing nutrition. For real. Because sometimes you think you're eating great, and then you realize that you're not. Like, it's hard to get it's hard to get enough protein. It really is. So that's why I track. I set my protein goals. I make meals ahead of time. I try to keep easy options around too. I try to keep everything simple, right? And because we all know motivation comes and goes, but man, with nutrition, I think it's worse. Motivation comes and goes worse with your nutrition than it is with your running or anything else in life. So having systems helps. So I highly recommend, even if you're not hurt, track your food for a week. That's what I did. When I started my health journey, I religiously tracked everything I was putting in my body for like a week or two. And now I just kind of know, you just know. I know if I eat this, I'm getting this many calories, and this much protein or whatnot. Yeah. And fiber is a big thing too. You want to hit 35 grams of fiber. Your protein is 1 gram per pound a day, right? But those systems help. All right. And like I keep talking about protein, it's non-negotiable. It is so huge right now. Even it's important when you are weightlifting and running a lot to get your protein. But when you're injured if you're injured and not prioritizing your protein intake, you are missing a major opportunity, a huge opportunity. Your body needs amino acids to rebuild tissue. We all know that. And muscle maintenance matters too. Because when our activity drops, right, because we're not running as much, you can lose muscle quicker than people think. So for me, protein is built into every meal. And I wrote a list of some of the foods that I use a lot for my protein intake. Eggs, phenomenal. I love eggs. I eat like 4 a day. I try not to go overboard, but yeah, about 2 to 4 a day. Greek yogurt. I get some organic Greek yogurt, grass-fed pastures, some stuff. I don't know. It's at Natural Groceries. I love it. It's great. Lean beef, 93 or above. I know it's more expensive, but hey, I have the saying, you either pay for it now or you pay for it later too. Turkey, ground turkey, 98% ground turkey, excellent source of protein. And then you got your chicken breast. Heck, even your chicken thighs. Chicken thighs are underrated. Yeah, it's a little more fatty, but chicken breast, great. I do protein shakes, and I'll show you the protein right now if you have a camera. This is the protein I'm on right now. This stuff is phenomenal. It tastes great. It's like a grape soda almost, but it's super, super clean, hits good, and 22 grams in 1 scoop. So I'm using the first form, and that's what I'm on right now. And they got a grape. I'm on the watermelon too, and the strawberry. So my protein shakes, whatever fits. Nothing fancy, not a whole lot of fancy stuff, right? That's where I'm getting most of my protein from. All right. And then carbs still matter too. They really do. Carbs aren't the enemy because you're injured. All right. Carbs help support recovery too. They help energy. They help mood. They help training. If you're doing rehab and cross training, right? We still need carbs to operate. And now maybe you don't need like ultra peak long run carb intake every day. I would not recommend that, but slashing carbs all out, it's just going to make you feel worse. It's going to make you feel tired, cranky, hungry, and then you just end up binging later. So I keep it balanced, right? Keep on the clean carbs. Clean carbs are good. Rice, clean rice, right? Potatoes, organic potatoes, cook them yourself. I'm not talking about potato chips or mashed potatoes you're buying for the grocery store or instant potatoes. No, clean potatoes you're getting from the Good Health store, right? And then other carbs too is like your organic fruit, organic oats, right? Beans, quality sources, seriously. And then micronutrients matter more than people think too. And this is kind of where I really had to look. Like yesterday, I was writing everything out and kind of researching some stuff. And it's kind of the boring stuff nobody wants to hear, vitamins, minerals, hydration. And this is where fruits and vegetables and like even dairy and beans and quality meats and whole foods matter, because your body doesn't rebuild like that random gas station this and all this processed crap. Your body doesn't rebuild well on that. So I say that as somebody who's lived off trash food for years. Dude, I was your typical EMS gas station, processed food, fast food guy, drank alcohol. I just lived terribly. So I don't know. It's super important to get your nutrition down and these micronutrients in. Vitamin D, super important. Super important. Vitamin D, your calcium, your magnesium, all that stuff, right? So here's what I'm doing right now. This is my stack right now. And I didn't really change much since my injury. I got my vitamin D here, 5,000 units. I'll show them all on camera here if you're watching. It'll be backwards, I think. Vitamin D, 5,000 units. And you should actually go and get your vitamin D level checked, because you can become vitamin D toxic. But yeah, get that checked once a year. I'm on that. I take that every time. Take it with food because it's fat soluble. So if you take this on an empty stomach or on a low fat meal, you might get an upset stomach here. I'm just starting this again too. My fish oil, 1,200, and this is a super clean one. So interesting enough, and I'll go into this in a later story, there's like 2 different things in a fish oil here, and I can't read it because the light's off. But I'll go into detail about that in another episode. But I'm taking 1,200 of fish oil every day. I am taking collagen, which I kind of backed off collagen. Maybe that's why I broke my foot. I backed off collagen just because I don't make a lot. Hey, I'm in healthcare. I don't make a lot of money, and single parent and just trying to make ends meet. So I'm like, I'm going to cut out the collagen just to try to cut corner somewhere, right? Maybe that's why my heel broke. But anyways, this is a super clean one. Collagen peptides, scoop a day. So I'm taking that, bone health here. And I got my protein here. And then, of course, everybody and their mother should be taking this. Creatine, 5 a day. Just drink plenty of water. I know this is the most studied supplement in the history of man, creatine is. It's the most studied. There's so much good reviews about it. The only downside I could see is if you're not drinking enough water, which could become an issue, like if you're running an ultra. But as long as you stay ahead in your hydration, there's absolutely like zero risk for this and only benefits. So 5 of creatine every day, I'd highly recommend taking that. So that's remaining in my stack. I got my protein powder here. And then this is what I'm going to add. I'm going to add some magnesium, smooth muscle, some cardiovascular benefits, and as well as sleep. Helps you sleep, and that's when your body repairs itself. So really nothing magical, because I like to consider myself a clean eater where I don't need to supplement a whole lot. I mean, I was taking greens at one time, and then I looked at what I was actually eating and putting in my body and tracking it, and I'm like, I'm just wasting money here. So I don't know. So when I say clean eating, I don't mean perfection either. I mean, when I'm talking about this, I'm not being like I'm never going to eat a pizza again, right? I don't want to become that annoying. I'm already annoying enough. You know what I mean? What I mean by eating super clean, well, clean is most meals have protein in it. Most meals have quality carbs. Most meals have some sort of produce, and most of your days are solid and clean. That's it. That's it. Not like I'm not expecting everybody to go completely insane like me, but I am eating super clean right now. I will give myself like one cheat, and I do cheat every once in a while, especially with my kids. I don't want to be that dad that's like, you can't do this. Anyways, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the mental side of injury eating, because it's a real part too. When runners get hurt, emotions can mess with our nutrition because we're frustrated, our routine's broken, we miss training, we're boredom. I am the biggest glutton when I am bored. That's like I have such a hard time when I'm bored now. Like today, my kids weren't here. I played guitar for hours. I went and rode the bike at the gym. I read some books, but I just get bored at home sometimes. And I wanted to eat all day, you know? And I could see how the spiral happens. So I'm trying to stay intentional right now. I don't know. I just know how easy it is to drift. And if you work in healthcare and EMS and you do shift work, you're in the ER, ICU, you're working overnights or weekends, or you're in the rig, you're doing that system status. Oh my gosh. Can I go on a rant about system status? I know every management and every manager, or I hope my employer ain't listening. I see that every episode. If my employer listens, they're going to be like, we are going to find something to fire him. No, but if your system status has to be the worst thing to happen to EMS, you can take your studies and shove it too. I worked system status for years and it is a disaster. Just keep me at a post. It's bad for morale. Half the time, the computer's like, well, the next call is going to be halfway across the county, so we're going to post you in the parking lot over there. You get to that parking lot, and then a damn call comes in right where you were just at 15 minutes ago. All it does is wear down your ambulances, your equipment, and it wears your crew down by posting them and making them drive around half the night for no reason. My gosh, and your 8-minute response times, I know it's an emergency. We want to get the people fast, but that system status is a disaster. Get rid of it. I don't care what your computer, I don't care what your studies say, what the AI says, in the trash. It's terrible. End of rant. End of rant. I know. I'll never be hired by an ambulance company ever again. I hope I don't come to that. I'm just kidding. I got nothing but love for my past employers or anybody that's still rocking the rigs. Much respect. Anyways, so the, I get it. Back on point. If you're working in those environments, it gets hard. It really does, because convenience food is everywhere. It really is. And if you're doing, like I mentioned, if you're doing that system status, hey, you might not be at a post or at somewhere where, you have anything to cook with, right? So you're eating cold food. You have nothing to warm it up with. There's no microwave in an ambulance. But convenience is everywhere then. Convenience food, right? And then your sleep is weird. The stress is high. Meal timing gets all chaotic. You're tired. When you're tired, you don't crave grilled chicken and vegetables. You crave survival food. You crave a Big Mac and a 50-ounce Coke, right? So sometimes nutrition isn't about elite discipline. It's just about having decent options in the chaos too. So my goal right now is not, so here's where my goal is right now. It's not to impress Strava anymore. I miss running so much. It's been 3 days. So I'm not chasing miles. I'm not pretending that I'm fine. My goal is to heal well, maintain as much fitness as I can. That makes sense. And keep my body composition in a good place. And I'm going to be ready when I'm cleared to start building again. That's the season that I'm in. And a lot of runners fight this season, right? Season that wastes energy. So if you're hurt right now, please, please, please don't let your diet become another injury. Quote, quote. Don't slash your calories. Watch your calories. Make sure you're getting enough calories for your body to repair itself. Don't live on junk. Don't live on junk food. Don't stuff crap in your mouth to comfort yourself because you're mad or sad or depressed. And don't stop acting like an athlete because you are still an athlete. Just because you're not, you didn't lose your athlete stamp because you can't run for 4 to 6 weeks. You're still an athlete. So eat like it. Your training just looks different right now. Your training is to recover. Oh my gosh, all the ultra runners out there are going to be like, dude, we eat like crap nonstop. It is such a, you're not wrong. Dude, anybody out there listening that has never been at an ultra, it is just absurd the crap that we plow into our mouths when we're eating and when we're running these 100-milers. It's so wild, but we're burning it off like instantly. So I don't know. You should eat to perform. Right now I'm eating to heal though. So we're going to overcome this. But please, 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 if you are hurt, you really focus on your nutrition. So track it. Make sure you're getting 1 gram per pound protein. There's tons of literature out there that if you're overcoming an injury, that's super, super, super important to reach. And then look at what you're putting in your body. Make sure you're getting your vitamins and minerals. Like I said again, utilize some of these apps. Like what's the one? MyFitnessPal is a good one. I think you might have to pay to get some of the micros now. But there's like 20 million of them on my iPhone that you could download and utilize. So also there's tons of nutritionists out there too you could work with. I know I could bounce stuff off my coach. He knows a lot about nutrition, and also my physical therapist, and tons of resources out there. So, but again, track your food, know what you're putting in your body, and take care of yourself. You're building. It's a different kind of building though. All right. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up for today. I appreciate you spending part of your run or your shift, or I don't know, maybe you're mowing your lawn. But thank you. Thank you for listening to me ramble on. And I hope this episode has helped somebody out there. Maybe you're going through an injury like myself. Hey, it's going to get better, right? You're not in this alone. There's a lot of us out there that are injured, and it sucks, but hey, it's part of the game, baby. And if you're not injured, and maybe you know somebody, and tell them, hey, yeah, listen to this bonehead talk about nutrition or whatever, and he's kind of cool and fun and whatever. Share it with people, and make sure you're subscribed again. I greatly appreciate that. And if you got time, you can leave a rating or comment. And hey, I appreciate each and every one of you. Go rip some miles and be safe. Love y'all.